What's up, guys? Brandon with Strict Vision Athletics. So now, today we're going to talk about legs. This is a leg workout with an emphasis on squat. So squat pattern movements, we're targeting the quads and the hamstrings for this one. Let's get to it. For this, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exercises. So this is a big, long one. It's a big, long workout. Leg day by design is going to be a little bit tougher, a little bit longer than than a few of your other workouts during the week. It's kind of the workout you want to take seriously. You want to make sure you've got the time to do it. You've got the nutrition. Your sleep is on par. Everything is ready to go for leg day. This is the big one. So let's go. First exercise, overhead duck walks. I love this exercise. This is just a really good, biomechanically difficult, but near body weight exercise. And I say near body weight because I think for my resistance, I use the CinderFit, which you can get from cinderfit.com. But you don't need it, especially in the beginning. You can make do with just your body weight, and you will notice that if you are executing this properly, and I'll get into that in a second, you are going to notice the resistance immediately. You are not going to need to take this to a crazy level in order to get this with a lot of resistance. Body weight is fine, especially to start out. Now, when you're doing this, the overhead duck walk, the hands are extended over the head. The resistance is in your hands. If it's a CinderFit, if it's dumbbells, whatever it is, do that. I like CinderFit because it's one piece of machinery. It just fits nicely for this exercise. Your chest stays up, your hips stay down. That last part is very important to remember. You are not squatting up and down as you walk. You are staying down at the very bottom of a squat while you walk. You're targeting your quads primarily, but you're going to notice this is a mobility drill as much as it is a strength. A lot of you guys may not have the mobility with which to even just get down into this proper positioning and do it safely. A lot of you are going to have your chest collapse forward. You're going to feel this all in your low back. If that's the case, don't go this low. I mean, in the video that I'm showing, I'm going very low. Keep your posture up and make sure it's safe first and foremost. So second exercise, really the second two exercises, we have a superset. We've got the hack squat, sissy squat using the slant board, and we've got the standing hamstring curl using the leg X. So let's get into these. So these are two very advanced movements, and they require advanced equipment in order to do them. The hack squat is basically a way of doing the slant board squat with the weight posterior. So I'm using a barbell. A barbell is a very good movement for this, but it's heavy. I mean, by its design, bare minimum, you're going to need to be able to execute a sissy squat with 45 pounds going against it. So if you're not there yet, and by which I mean you haven't mastered a sissy squat in which you're not breaking at the hips, you're only bending at the knees, you got a big range of motion, and your knees are strong, this is a really aggressive progression. Do not do these this way. Start body weight. Make sure you master your range of motion. Then you can go up. Maybe a really good alternative to a barbell would be a CinderFit. Not a CinderFit, a FitFighter. FitFighter hose from fitfighter.com. They make a big, long fireman hose that has a certain weight resistance to it, but it's less than 45 pounds. You can get 10, 15, 20, 25. Work your way up to the 45-degree bar, and then if you're like me and you've gotten to that point, add weight to the 45-pound bar. So yes, that's the first one. Next, we have the standing hamstring curl. This is an exercise of my own device. The leg extension comes from eccentric flywheel. This is a very expensive, very not traditional piece of equipment. So this one is going to be hard to simulate on your own. But when you do this, if you have it, make sure you keep your posture up nice and straight. What I do is I put my hands, because if you see in the video, I'm facing reverse. I'm facing the actual pad of the machine. So my hands are on the back pad, and my quads are on the front part of the leg X. I'm targeting the hamstrings. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This one is a little bit weird, but it is so good. There are very few ways to use flywheel technology to isolate a single arm hamstring curl. This is the only one I've ever found that works. So I love it. It's outstanding. Make sure you guys focus on your posture while you're doing this. Don't be bending over. If you do have the leg X, you know what I'm talking about. It's got a little bit of a flimsy back. You want to make sure that you don't yank on it or jerk it in any way, and just concentrate on your hamstrings first and foremost. Next, we have a second superset involving lying leg extension and glute ham raise. So the lying leg extension that I'm doing on this is using the bulletproof isolator. The bulletproof isolator is one of the most versatile pieces of equipment you can ever find for your home gym. It's going to be on an upright. As you can see, I gave it its own designated upright. I've got my bench up against the back. You're going to want it down at a low position so you can lay flat. From here, I'm doing a lying leg extension. Now, lying down and doing a leg extension is a very, very good way to isolate those quads. Unfortunately, most gyms are not going to give you this option. You'll usually have a seated leg extension, which is a fine alternative, or you won't have a leg extension at all. So if you have one, use it in a seated position, and if you can rig up this apparatus, get the bulletproof isolator, and get the bench there. This is the optimal way to do this, is from the lying position. Followed by the glute ham raise. Glute ham raise is going to require that you have a glute ham machine at your gym. Simple as that. There are dozens and dozens of companies that make them. They are more popular in gyms now than I've seen them in the past. Posterior chain development is pretty important. This is a really good way to do that. In fact, I'd say it's one of the best ways to do that. With this one, I like to keep my back nice and straight. I'm not bending at the low back. I'm not whipping. I'm coming down slowly to a flat position, and then I'm using my momentum to generate and contract my hamstrings up to the top, and then I am forcing a contraction in my glutes at the finishing position. Glute ham raise. That's, as the name indicates, that's the target muscle group by this exercise. Lastly, I have the calf circuit. This is my calf circuit. I use a slant board by Slant Board Guy. I didn't mention that earlier, but the hack squat, Sissy squat is also by Slant Board Guy. You can get it from slantboardguy.com. That's the best place to get slant boards, in my opinion. Use a slant board. I'm using the Elite FTS cable machine. It's a lat pull, low pulley roll combination machine. This is really the best calf workout I've ever figured out, and you'll see that it does repeat in a lot of my leg days. In fact, I do this leg circuit, this calf circuit, every single week. It's one of the most consistent exercises that I actually probably do, period. I don't really skip it. It's just so good for the calves, and ultimately, if you're breaking down the calves each and every week in an efficient way, that's really all you can ask from it. You don't need to have dozens of different calf exercises in order to get the best out of your calves. You just need to be working them every single week. So this is my attempt at doing that. That's a long workout, guys. It's advanced, as you can see. As always, we do make custom workouts for you at your home, in your gym, whatever it is that you guys have to play with. This type of a thing is what we make here for our gym and for our clients that train with us. But we do the same thing for you. If you have interest, let us know. Send us a message. Enjoy the workout.